Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruka Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, GMS who grew well. Peace and salutations to the elect Akim in the four corners, pushing truth and sincerity and doing videos. Peace be unto you. This video is talking about the last times. This is 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves. Now you see that today. If you are on social media, it's even more evident on social media. Men, especially women, you know, they just in love with themselves. You look at the screensaver on their phone. It's a selfie of themselves. They got a billion pictures of themselves on the social media. You know, they gotta always get this self gratification, and basically a very, very narcissistic, you know, point view of themselves. Covetous. Now, covetous is one of those sins that is real deadly, and it brings death like sin does. And covetousness, you know, wanting things that somebody else got. And also, you got some people that will brag and flash things so they'll entice others to be jealous of them, because they feel that, oh, men or women like guys that are envied. You know, and you see women brag about how they envied by other women. You know, they try to, you know, do things to be envied. You know, so they like, you know, others to covet them. You know, yeah, bitch, I took your man, and yeah, bitch, I took your bitch, and stuff like that. You know, that's covetousness. That's nothing to brag about. That's nothing to be, you know, high-minded about. Reading on, boasters, again, boasting about it, bragging about it. Proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful and unholy. You got people who have a sense of entitlement, so they're not even going to be thankful for when you do stuff for them. Without natural affection, because naturally you're going to be sympathetic to people. That's the natural affection. Truce breakers, false accusers. You see this all the time. You know, if you got a JO, you know your coworker done lied to you, snitched on you, and try to get you in all types of trouble. Reading on, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. Now, those that are good are those that keep the law, statutes, and commandments. How many times do you hear about, or this is for you brothers who actually are, you know, out here doing videos, and I mean actually go out on the highways and byways. You know, people just talk about you, say, oh, y'all wearing dresses or whatever. You know, despisers of them that are good. Those that are trying to feed you with bread and water, and then you getting pissed off at them for trying to help you. Read it on, verse 4. Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. You know, they love all types of wickedness. They love threesomes. You know, and scriptures will speak against that. They love all types of, you know, cigarettes. You know, scripture says, you know, don't defile the temple of God. You know, if you defile, matter of fact, let me go to that. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy, for the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. Now, we had an ancient temple, actual physical building. What do you think happened if you, just defile the temple? You'd be put to death. Now here, the temple is our body, and you people that defile it by, smoking, and you defiling, the temple of God, and that's worthy to be put to death. Which goes back to over here in verse 4. It says, "Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God." So they loved smoking cigarettes more so than pleasing God and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They got a imbalance. And you can't tell them shit because they self-righteous. They're gonna be pissed off at you. Oh, you ain't perfect. You do this. You do that. Yeah. They all got this grandiose sense of self-worth. Self-righteous. They think they all that in the bag of chips. Verse 5, "Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away." Having a form of godliness, they might carry a Bible, but the scripture says, turn away from them. Don't even deal with them. You're gonna have, man. These mega churches. There's a deep spirit on these mega churches because it seems like nobody comes out of those. But you might find somebody that comes out of every now and then. They might come out of Egyptology if they weren't that deep into it. They might come out of Islam if they weren't that deep into it. Maybe they, just started and then they saw a video of the apostles. But those mega churches, I've never heard of a brother testimony coming out of a huge mega church like a T.D. Jakes. He was just going all the damn time and, was singing and dancing and all that cooning stuff. You might have brothers come out of, small churches or, medium-sized churches, but those big, giant mega churches, it's a heavy vibration, demonic spirit on them. And when you do that, you basically, that is the epitome of walking after the flesh. And there's very little that you can do to, change that. Well, actually, there's nothing we can do. You actually have, Yahweh Shai has to be the one to choose you. Verse 6. "For this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth." They can read the scriptures a billion times, but they still don't know, still can't see who this book is for, who salvation's for. They can't see it. They got eyes to see, ears to hear, but they Helen Keller. They deaf, blind, dumb. So just because the Most High, gives you ears and eyes doesn't mean you're gonna be able to understand this truth. So this is it's a very, very deep demonic vibration because, believe it or not, there was times where it wasn't as bad as it is now. As far as people being lovers of themselves like it is now, because narcissism is not even. I want to say, I gotta look it up again. Don't quote me, but I want to say narcissism isn't even considered a mental disorder anymore because it's so prevalent in our society. Because it's so many people display signs of being narcissists. At my job, there's this transgender, paralyzed Jake, and is proud as fuck. You would think that, and it got it's HIV positive. You would think that having HIV and not having no family come visit you, that you have some humbleness to yourself, and it doesn't have it. It's still proud. You can't tell it fucking shit. And most of before that would have humbled you. If you go through something like that or you get paralyzed, you see Jake. Sometimes they want to turn all of a sudden to God or Jesus. You know, you know, this fucking tranny is just as arrogant as can be. And that's all I want to do. Conclude this lessons and all. Then don't give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem Kakudash. That belongs to the apostle elders who are well. Peace and salutations and shalom.